started. So we're going to be seated on our mat. You can be wherever it feels comfortable for you with legs long, crossed, whatever feels good. And I'm going to start with my left hand beside my body, sitting up tall, shoulder down and back. And my head is actually going to roll to the right. That way I can take my right arm and let my arm just hang heavy on top of my head. So what that's doing is by keeping the left hand on the floor and the right hand on my head, is I'm getting this really nice stretch through the neck. The only thing I want to avoid is this left shoulder is going to get a little pesky and try to fall forward. So just really making sure that I'm sitting up nice and tall. This left shoulder is pushed back and I've got that lovely stretch. I don't need to push down on my right arm. Just that body weight alone is enough to get that lovely stretch. So we'll take just another nice deep inhale here. And then when I exhale, this top arm is going to come off. The right arm is going to set on the ground beside me. And now my head is going to roll to the left, keeping this right shoulder back. My left arm is going to come up on top of the body. And again, it's just going to rest on my head. So now that I get that nice stretch through the right. Perfect. And again, you might start to notice that one side feels a little tighter than the other. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. It's why we're here. And again, just remembering that this shoulder is going to want to fall forward. Just keeping that shoulder down and back as much as possible. And just letting body weight really kind of relax us out. I'm going to take one more deep inhale. And as I exhale, release this arm, come back up to seated nice and tall. And now I'm going to do some arm circles. I'm going to take my left arm and just try to make a nice big circle around and back. So especially since we're a 50-minute class now, we want to make sure that we're super duper warmed up since we're basically almost doubling our class time. Perfect. We're going to do 3 more arm circles backwards and then forwards. Excellent. So after number 3, still on the left arm, I'm going to pause and then go the other direction. Now, if for any reason sitting on the floor means your hand can't be fully extended, you could make a fist or kind of put your arm or bounce your hand one direction or the other. Just that way it doesn't whack into the carpet or your yoga mat every time. Let's do 3 more of these. So 3, 2, and 1. And of course, we're going to swap sides. Now let's go to the right side. And again, just kind of bringing that mind-body awareness of what are we noticing from right to left as we go through this. Does the right shoulder feel stiffer or feel a little more sticky, so to speak, as we go through our day? Or does it feel great? Maybe it has better range of motion than the left. You do 3 more on this side. So 3, and 2, and 1. And of course, just like before, reverse it. Going the opposite way. Perfect. And again, just seeing, am I making this circle as large as the other side? Or is it smaller and I'm feeling some stiffness? And if so, where is that stiffness? Beautiful. You guys look great. All right, we're going to do 3 more. So 3, 2, the last one. Now, staying seated, I'm just going to put my feet into prayer pose. So the bottoms of my feet are coming together and kissing one another. My knees are falling just naturally down and wide to the floor. Take a nice deep inhale, and as I exhale, waterfall forward, trying to bring your nose or your forehead either to your feet or to the ground, depending on how bendy you are. And just hang out here. And every time we exhale, try to lower a little deeper, see just how far you can go. We'll take one more deep inhale. And as I exhale, slowly start to stack that spine up one vertebrae at a time. And then again, we'll melt forward. So exhale, water falling forward. Nice deep inhales. Exhale. If you can't waterfall all the way forward, you're more than welcome to put your hands or your elbows on those knees and very, very gently press down. You don't want to do any kind of sudden, harsh movements. You really want to gently press down and away. Take another nice deep inhale. Exhale, articulate all the way up. Beautiful. And then the next time, waterfall down, 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 down. And now that I'm here, I'm going to try to add a little bit of rotation. So I'm down as far as I can, and I'm going to shift my gaze to the right and try to bring my right arm as high as I can. It's okay if it doesn't go very high. And just hang out here for a few seconds, and then exhale, come back to center. Take a nice deep inhale, and exhale, rotate to the left, really stretching your gaze and your hand up to the sky as high as we can. And then as I exhale, come back down to center and start to slowly stack your spine up one vertebrae at a time. We're going to do that one more time to start loosening up the body. So inhale, exhale, waterfall forward as far as you can. Down, 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 down. Now let's start on the left. So my gaze is going to go to the left as my left arm stretches up to the sky. And I'm still trying to roll as far forward as I can while my hand and eyes look up to the sky. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, come back to center. And then of course we'll end on the right side, stretching that right arm and our gaze up to the ceiling or as far as it goes. Still trying to roll as far forward as we can. Take a nice deep inhale, deep exhale, and then come back to center. And then with this next exhale, rather than articulate back up to seated, try to go a little farther. Now that we've kind of stretched and loosened the body up a bit, can we go even deeper into this position? Nice deep inhale, and exhale, try to stack your spine up one vertebrae at a time. Fabulous. Good job, guys. You're so good at that. So now I'm going to come into a mermaid position or a Z-sit, depending on who your teacher was and how they taught you. So for me, my left shin is in front of my body and my right shin is parallel. Perfect. And we want to make sure there's some room on either side. That'll make more sense in a minute. Both of my sit bones are pushed into the ground as best as possible. Now I'm going to start with a counter stretch. So because my right leg is parallel, I'm going to just try to bring my left arm overhead as far as I can to the right and then back to center. Just giving that lovely counter stretch in before we go to the other side. Perfect. We'll just do 2 more of these because we want to make sure we're all nice and stretched out through our abdominal cavity before we get to that good stuff. Last one, all the way over, stretch, 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 stretch. Now when I come back up, my left hand is going to come over, and then my right hand will sink over into a traditional mermaid and come back up. Again, keeping those shoulders down and back in the socket and not letting them collapse forward. Perfect. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. And if you can, try to come all the way down onto that left elbow and forearm when we mermaid over. If this feels good for your body, that's fine, stay there. But here in a minute, we're going to do a little bit of a challenge and ask that we come all the way down. So, hands up there. Perfect. Now the next time I come all the way over into my mermaid, let's thread the needle. So get that lovely rotation. Come back to my mermaid and up. And again, how's my core? Is it on? Are my hips in neutral? Really trying to plant that right hip down into the earth as far as I can, keeping both shoulders down and back. Beautiful. Give me 2 more. Excellent. We're moving all the way over. Rotate back to center and up. Last one. All the way over. Rotate. But now here's your tricky part. Stay rotated and see if you can put both forearms on the ground. This shoulder's going to come forward a little bit, and that's okay. From here, we're going to try our best to do a swan. So I'm really trying to lift my chest and my gaze, in this case, straight ahead, rather than up to the sky. And then round back down to the floor, and swan back up. I'm still stretching and trying to push this right hip down to the ground as I do this. Perfect. I'm trying to get just a little bit more mobility through that thoracic spine. It's okay if your thoracic spine is like, oh, not much is happening. It's okay. Give me 2 more. Around, and then swan up with that modified swan, and then around, come up to that modified swan, come back to a neutral, back to my mermaid, and all the way up to seated. Perfect. All right, now we're going to add on to that. So I'm going to move just a little bit more. I'm going to swan all the way over, thread the needle, rotate, press both elbows into the ground, and now I'm just going to practice lifting and lowering this top leg. Yeah, a little quirky. So I'm lifting up, but still pressing this hip down as that leg comes down. Give me 3 more. Nice and slow, really focusing on that form. How's your core? Is it on? Excellent. After my last one, this is a kind of weird position. I'll come back to my mermaid and up. So you take that little break in between. So now when I mermaid over, rotate, put both of my elbows onto the mat. I'm going to lift this top leg up, extend the leg all the way out, bend it back into that tabletop, set it down, come into my mermaid, and up. Beautiful. So mermaid over, rotate, set both elbows onto the floor, lift that top leg, extend it long, reach to the wall behind you, bend it back to tabletop, set it down, come into my mermaid, and back up. Beautiful. And we're just going to do this 2 more times to really make sure that we have that nice foundation down before we start adding on. Because again, you know how I love to add on to our classes. So mermaid over, rotate, this is our last one, lift that leg, stretch it out to the wall behind you or beside you, back to tabletop, set it down, rotate, back to my mermaid. Perfect. Now let's start using that top leg for fun stuff. I'm going to mermaid over, rotate both my forearms on the ground, lift that top leg, stretch it to the wall behind me, and give me some leg lifts and lowers. And hopefully we're feeling this outer thigh, outer booty situation. Core is on, hips are in neutral. We're just getting this lovely little workout. Perfect. Ideally, you're looking straight ahead, but as always, I'm looking at you for the audio purposes. Give me 4 more. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bend that leg back to tabletop, set it down. Come out of that, thread the needle back to my mermaid, and back up. Beautiful. Let's try something else. Mermaid over, thread the needle onto my forearms. Again, lift that leg, extend it straight out. Now bring the leg forward to your body's 90, back in line with your spine, and repeat. So forward and back. Forward and back. And again, making sure these hips are staying in neutral and we're not losing that form. So all the way forward, all the way back, all the way forward, all the way back. 4 more. So this is 4. Beautiful. And 3. Oh, you guys look so good. Yes. 2. Last one. Bring it in and back. Bend that knee to tabletop. Set it down. Come back to my mermaid and up. Shake it out if you need to. Whew. All right. Now, mermaid over. Diana. Put those elbows down. Lift that leg. Extend it out. Now I'm going to bend this leg into tabletop. Press it all the way out. So bending it into tabletop, trying to match its neighbor on the ground, and then pressing out. Beautiful. Still, hopefully we're feeling outer thigh, outer booty area. Beautiful. You guys are rock stars. And again, trying to keep this leg as parallel to the ground as possible. As always, when we start pushing that foot down towards the floor, that's when we can start to get into some ouchies and grumpy hips, grumpy low backs. 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Go ahead and bend that knee in, set it down, come back to my mermaid and up. Don't worry, we just have one more thing on this side and then we're done. So mermaid over, rotate both of my forearms on the ground, lift this leg up, send it long, leg circle time. Beautiful. So again, I'm making these circles from my hip socket, not my foot. And that's the big difference. Give me 2 more on this side. And then we'll go the other direction. Perfect. And hopefully again, we're feeling these legs, especially outer thigh, outer booty. 3 more. So 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee in, set it down, come back to my mermaid, and all the way up. Beautiful. Now, before we just bebop on over to the other side, lay down for a minute. If you need to stretch those arms and legs, my legs are going to be long, hips neutral, core engaged. Arms up to the sky, tuck my chin slightly. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, teaser up. If you need to, grab the back of the legs, help you up. Hold, and then come on down. Beautiful. Another option is the next time I teaser up, if I need to bend these legs, bend those legs. That's okay. And then come on down. Perfect. Also trying to challenge yourself is how slowly can you teaser up and teaser down. So I know some of us like to kind of hoist up and flop down, but really try to control it all the way up and then all the way back down. And if those knees need to bend, that's okay. Or if we need to kind of grab on to something, that's fine too. Perfect. 2 more. All the way up and then down. The last one. All the way up and then down. If you need to, shake it out because we're not done teasering yet. Tomorrow's Teaser Tuesday and I won't see you. So inhale, exhale, teaser up, hold. Now try to rotate to the left, back to center, rotate to the right, back to center, and then come down. Perfect. Teasering up. If you need to, your hands can go with you. If you want to keep those arms long, that's fine too. So whatever feels good for you in your body. Teasering up. 1 more to the left, 1 more to the right, back to center, and down. Beautiful. If you need to, stretch it out. Now, you can flip on over to the other side. Perfect. So now, I'm doing mermaid on the other side, or Z-sit on the other side. My opposite shin, so right shin is in front, left shin is along to the side. And again, I'm going to do that counter stretch of going to the left side and back up. So I'm using my right arm to really stretch to the left. Your left hand can be on your left shin. It can be on the carpet or yoga mat. If you need to, on your hip, to kind of make sure that we're keeping that form wherever you feel like is helpful. Perfect. Give me 2 more. Excellent. Last one, and we can do our old-fashioned mermaids. All right, so now that right hand comes onto the ground, left hand comes overhead into that mermaid. Perfect. And again, if this side isn't warmed up and you just want to mermaid over with his hands still pretty much straight, that's okay. But again, just know that eventually we're going to want to come down onto this forearm. So if you can mermaid all the way over and down, that's ideal. But it doesn't have to be the case. Perfect. So all the way over and back, keeping these shoulders down and back in the socket because sometimes that top shoulder can fall forward. Excellent. Give me 3 more. So this is 3. Coming back up. This is 2. And also checking in on that left hip. Are we pushing and pressing that down and away? Last one. Hold and really feel that left hip. Where's it going? Are we pushing down to create length? Or did we forget about it? Come back up. Now let's add that rotation. So again, mermaiding all the way over, rotating, thread the needle, come back to mermaid, and then all the way up. Beautiful. Exhale all the way over, rotate, thread the needle, back to center, and up. Oh, you guys are so good at this. Like we had practice on the other side or something. Excellent. We're just going to do 2 more. How does that sound? So thread that needle, back to center, and up, rotate, thread the needle, back to center, and up. Perfect. Now you know what's next. So threading the needle, rotate, try to put both forearms on the ground, and give me that nice swan. So again, just lifting that chest and the head as far up and forward as possible, and then rounding the spine. And to repeat again. And it's okay if on this side, maybe this left arm doesn't touch the floor, that's okay. So we'll just work with whatever our body feels like today. Trying to keep those shoulders as down and back as possible, and still keep that left hip as down and back as possible as well. Just leaning forward and then back. Good. Give me 2 more. Rounding, pressing forward, lifting up. And then this last one, rounding, wanting forward and up. Hold, hold, hold. Get that lovely stretch. We're coming back to neutral. Going into my mermaid and all the way up. Excellent. Now let's start moving that top leg. So we'll mermaid over, rotate, put both forearms on the ground, lift and lower that leg. We're coming all the way over and up. Perfect. So mermaid over, rotate, and then let's just practice lifting and lowering the top leg. It's still nice and bent, so we're not straightening it yet, but as I'm setting this leg down, I'm pressing that hip down into the floor as well. Beautiful. You guys look great. Let's do 4 more. So 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Set it down. Come back into my mermaid, all the way up. Excellent. You know what comes next? So I'm going to mermaid over, thread that needle, put both hands on the ground, lift this leg, stretch that leg all the way out, bend it back in, stretch that leg all the way out, stretch, 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 bring it back in, stretching all the way out, 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 and back in. Beautiful. Let's do 4 more. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And back in. How's our core? Is it on? How are those shoulders? Are they down and back? Excellent. Last one. Stretch out, 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 out. Bring it in. Set it down. Come back to my mermaid and up. So stretch it out if you need to. Shake it out because you know what comes next. So again, mermaid all the way over. Rotate both of my forearms on the ground. Lift this leg, stretch my left leg to the wall behind me, and do my lifts and lowers. And again, feeling outer thigh, outer booty, start to talk to me. So I lift and lower, lift and lower. Beautiful. Excellent. Just like that. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. 4 more. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee. Set it down, come back to my mermaid, and all the way up. Excellent. Whew. All right. Now, mermaid all the way over. Rotate both my forearms on the ground. Lift my top leg, stretch it out, and then bring the leg forward to my 90 and all the way back. Again, keeping this hip nice and neutral. Perfect. Because if I collapse the hip, then my form gets all wonky. And it's okay if this leg doesn't come as far forward to a 90 as its neighbor on the other side did. Good. We're just striving for best and striving to keep this leg as parallel to the ground as possible. 4 more. 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Bring that leg in, bend the knee, set it down, come back to my mermaid, and up. We're also feeling this bottom leg in an isometric hold, helping to stabilize us. So we'll mermaid over, thread that needle, set both forearms down, lift my top leg, bend it into tabletop, press that leg long, bend it into tabletop, press that leg long. Again, keeping this knee above its neighbor and parallel. Because like I said before, if we start pushing down to the ground, that's when it's going to cause aches and pains in the hip and low back area. Perfect. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, press out, pull in, set down, come back to my mermaid, and up. Excellent. All we have left is circle down. So as soon as you're ready, I'm going to go ahead and mermaid over, rotate forearms onto the ground, Lift the top leg, press it out, and circles. Inhales and exhales. Perfect. Again, initiating that circle from the hip socket rather than from the foot. Because nothing's going to happen if we just move our little feetsies. 2 more, and then the other way. Beautiful. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. As a rock stars. We're going to do 4 more. How's that sound? So 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee, set it down. Come all the way up. Shake it out. Now I'm going to come over and onto my stomach. So once I'm on my stomach, I'm going to lay down. As always, make sure bony landmarks of the hips are pushing into the ground. So hips are in neutral or an imprint. Overprotect rather than underprotect. Belly button is coming up to the sky. I'm going to start with my hands and forearms on the ground. Shoulders down and back. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, Sphinx up and back down. And if it helps, if you would prefer to inhale up and then exhale down, that's fine. Mainly, I just want you to breathe. As long as you're breathing, I'm a happy camper. It's coming all the way up and all the way down. Now, if this feels a little too easy, you're more than welcome to come up into a full swan. But again, since it's kind of hard to see your form in this position for some of our cameras, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the safe version. Give me 2 more. Excellent. So this is 2, all the way down. This is 1, come all the way down. Now I'm going to curl my toes under. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, push into my forearms and my toes to lift up into a forearm plank. Aha, sneaky, sneaky plank. I know, everyone's favorite part of the day. We're going to hang out here for a count of 4. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself back down. Stretch those toes out. Oh, beautiful. All right. Now the next time I inhale, exhale, Sphinx up. And I'm just going to try to look over my left shoulder and get that nice little bit of rotation to the left. Come back to center. And then gaze over my right shoulder, getting that little bit of extra rotation. Back to center and down. Nice inhale. Exhale, Sphinx up. Glance over that left shoulder. Back to center. Over the right shoulder. Back to center. And then down. Perfect. Now, go ahead and curl those toes under. Oh, we're so excited. Inhale, exhale, plank on up. And just give me some nice side-to-side toe taps. So I started with the left foot. You don't have to. You can start with the right. We're just going to do 4 more. So 4, 3, 2, 1, and melt on down. Oh, perfect. Now let's go back to our Sphinx. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, Sphinx up. And I'm just going to do some nice head rolls. Because sometimes when we plank, our neck can be tight. Just rocking and rolling the head nice and gently, side to side. Perfect. 1 more to the right, 1 more to the left, back to center, and down. All right, last forearm plank. So we're going to curl those toes under, take a nice deep inhale, exhale, plank on up. Hooray, everyone's favorite thing. And give me some shoulder protraction and retraction. Lifting and lowering those shoulders. Let's just do 3. So 3, 2, 1. Set those knees down. Press yourself back into a child's pose. Need to just shake side to side. Stretch those shoulders out. Whatever feels good for you in your body. All right. So now as soon as you're ready, I'm going to flip on over onto my back. Now that I'm on my back, I'm going to glue my hips into neutral and onto the floor. So let's lift our right leg straight up to the sky. And I'm going to do some leg circles with the right leg. However, this one is actually more tricky than it seems. Because if my hips aren't both planted into the ground at all times, I get this kind of rocking and rolling effect. And then I'm really losing a lot of that mind-body connection. I'm losing that stability of the core and the hips. and that focus on the leg movement. Perfect. You guys are doing great. Do 3 more. So 3, and then 2, and 1. And now let's go the other way. And one direction might be a little bit more difficult in terms of maintaining stability of the hips. So if you need to, you can make that circle a little smaller. And that's okay. Circle, circle, circle. Circle, circle, circle. We'll do 3 more. So 3, and then 2, and then 1. But now we're not quite done with this leg. So I'm actually going to let my right leg fall to the left as much as possible. This right hip can come up off the ground, so long as my shoulders are still stuck to the ground. So I'm just giving a little bit of a stretch. Now I have a wall in my way, but if you want, and you're bendable, you can get that foot all the way to the floor, so long as that right shoulder stays on the floor at all times. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. Now I'm going to lift my leg up to the sky and then open it out to the side. And now I'm stretching out that inner thigh. And again, keeping my left shoulder on the floor. I can probably get this right leg onto the floor, but it might come at the sacrifice of keeping that left shoulder down. So we're just going to hang out here for another deep inhale, deep exhale. Lift my right leg up, bend the knee, put the foot down, extend that right leg long, and now we're going to lift the left leg. And again, just like before, making circles. If you need to, you can put your hands on your hips, on your core, on the sides of your thighs, whatever feels good to help make sure that those hips aren't rocking and rolling all over the place. So again, nice and controlled. How's your core? How are those hips? So okay, if this circle is smaller than maybe you or me or your neighbor or with the other side, that's okay. And we're just going to do 3 more. So 3, and 2, and 1, and then go the opposite direction. Again, just being cognizant of this opposite direction feel different. Are we noticing anything? Is it harder to keep those hips stable as opposed to when we went the other way? And if so, what are we feeling that's feeling unstable? Is it the core? Is it the hips? Or is it the leg? 2 more. 2, and 1. And again, I'm going to set this leg up. Just lower it over, keeping now my left shoulder on the ground as my left leg reaches and stretches to try to touch the floor. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. I'm going to lift this leg back up and open it out to the opposite side. Again, I have a wall in my way, but again, if you need to, open this leg all the way down to the floor, so long as now our right shoulder is still touching the carpet or the yoga mat. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. Perfect. Nice deep inhale. On our next exhale, lift that leg up, bend the knee, put the foot on the ground. Now I'm going to bend the right knee to match its neighbor. Make sure my hips are in neutral. My arms are either long and flat on the ground, shoulders down and back, or my hands can be on my hips. And then exhale, hinge or articulate bridge all the way up and all the way down. Beautiful, guys, just like that. Again, do whatever bridge feels good for you and your body here. So if you would prefer to articulate, go for it. Be the queen or king of articulating bridges today. We're just coming all the way up and all the way down. Perfect. Really focusing on that form. Excellent. Now, as soon as you feel comfortable and you've found your body's rhythm, extend those arms down and lift the arms up as the hips come up. Lower the arms down as the arms come down, or as the hips come down. So I'm just doing straight arm lifts and lowers as I bridge or as I articulate up and down. Perfect. Give me 2 more. So after this lower body of hinging up, give me 2 hip pulses before I come down. So hinge up, pulse, pulse, and then down. Beautiful. Pulse up, or hinge up, pardon me, 2 pulses, and down. Excellent. If you'd like, you can still incorporate the arms in if you want to make it a little more challenging. And if you try it and think, I don't like this, then you don't to. Give me one more of the pulses. Pulse, pulse. Come on down. Now I'm going to try to open my arms wide to a nice T. Now as I bridge up, hug a tree. And then come back down. If you don't have as wide of an area, you can go ahead and bend those elbows as you hug your tree up and down. And if for any reason you still don't have enough room to do that, just go ahead and lift the arms all the way overhead and down. So again, just making this your own, giving your space and what's available to you. Perfect. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. 2 more. 1, and then 2. All right, now for a little grand finale. Hinge up, hug a tree, 2 pulses, and then come down. So hug that tree, arms up, pulse, pulse, and then come down. Hug that tree, pulse, pulse, and then come down. Excellent. Last one. All the way up, pulse, pulse. Come all the way down, arms wide. If you need to, hug those knees to your chest, rocking side to side. And just go ahead and rock all the way over onto your hands and knees into a nice quadruped. And give me some nice cat cows. Beautiful. Now warming up that spine again. If you need to, you can wiggle those hips side to side. Whatever feels good for you and your body. Perfect. All right. So now just give me a few more little rolls of your spine. If you need to, child's pose. Whatever feels good for you. Excellent. So now I'm going to curl my toes under, come into a neutral spine, neutral hips. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, knee hover up. We're not going to live here forever. Just going to hang out here for a count of 8. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set those knees down. If you need to, sink back into a child's pose, or if there's another stretch that you'd prefer to do, just feel free to do that now. It's playtime. All right. You're like, oh, I thought we did planks earlier. Those are sneaky warm-ups. You're welcome. So now we're going to come back to our hands and knees. You can be on your forearms if it feels better for you and your body. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Go ahead and plank on up. Now, fun stuff. My feet are going to walk sideways while my hands stay still. When I'm as far over as I feel like going, I'm going to do a push-up, push-up for your day, and then walk to the other side until I either bump into a wall or run out of room. Do my push-up and walk back. We're going to do one more to the left and our push-up, one more to the right and our push-up, and take a break. So push-up, let's just walk back to center. Set those knees down. Stretch it all the way out. You're welcome for your push-ups in your day. All right, so stretch it out. Now come back to my quadruped. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, go ahead and plank up. Now my hands are going to go on a little journey as far over as I can. As soon as I've gone as far as I can, lift the right heel, lift the left heel, and then move those hands. Walk, walk, walk to the right as far as you can. And then lift one heel, lift the other heel, walk back to the left. This will be our last time to the left. Lift those heels, and then walk to the right again. Lift, lift, back to center. And stretch it out. Oh, aren't these fun? Planks are great. Best part of our day. Don't worry, we have one left. And I'll give you an option. So, now, for our last plank, our whole body is going to walk side to side. When you go as far over as you can either A, give me a push-up, or B, give me those heel lifts and lowers. Decide. So, nice deep inhale. Exhale, plank on up. All of me is going to walk over. I'm as far over as I can go. I'm going to do a push-up or lift my heels. I'll do it both ways. You can see what they both look like. Now, last one to the right. Push up and then Last one to the left. Lift, lift. And come on down. If you need to, child's pose, cat cow, shake the shoulders. You guys are awesome. All right. So now, if I'm in my child's pose and I'm on my knees, my hands are going to go behind me. I'm going to flip on over to my booty. So from the side, my feet are flat, my booty's on the ground, and my hands are beside me. You can have your hands pointed whichever way feels good for your body. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, come up to crab, and then back down. So we're just going to practice this position for a second. All the way up, and all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. Beautiful. Now the next time I come all the way up, pause, keep those hips up, and use your arms to give me some tricep dips. And it's okay, just go as low as you can as you go down and up. Those are beautiful, guys, just like that. 3 more. So 3, 2, 1. Let those booties down. Ooh, look at your tricep. Yes. Pat yourself on the back. All right. 1 more in that position. So take it out. Put your hands wherever it feels comfortable. Crab up. Pause. Now my right leg is going to press out and back in. And then my left leg goes out and in. Perfect. Again, just like when we bridge and lift a leg, try not to let those hips move too much. So especially don't let that hip sag to the ground. Perfect. Out, in, out, in. 1 more on either side. And then we can set our booty down and come all the way down onto our back. Perfect. All right. So now, do whatever you need to with the arms. If you need to support your neck when we tuck our chin, arms long at our sides. That way we can just chest lift up and back down. Beautiful. Chest lifting up and back down. Excellent. If you need to support that head, go for it. Just know here in a minute, I'm going to ask us to pump the arms. So what that'll look like is if your hands are behind your head, one arm supports the head while the other arm comes out to pump, and then you'll just alternate your arms. So, but for those of us with both arms forward, just know that here in a minute, we're going to pulse those arms. Perfect. All right, so this next time I chest lift up, hold your chest lift, give me 3 pumps of the arms, and then come down. So chest lifting up, 1, 2, 3, and down. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, and down. For those of you who want a little bit extra from this, go ahead and lift one leg to tabletop, and then do your pumps, or if you like, both legs. So again, you can make this your own. Excellent. Now, if 3 pumps is a little boring, let's take it up a notch. So for this next one, give me 6. So all the way up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then come down. Come up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then down. Beautiful. 1 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on down. You need to rock those knees side to side. Now, for our grand finale, we're going to do 12. So we're going to pump the arms for a count of 12. So go to your happy place. You can do this. Nice deep inhale and exhale, chest lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, see, that one's so bad. Let's do it again. Chest lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, excellent. Last one. Chest lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And down. Don't worry, we will not do 100s this late in the game. So get your upper body all nice and situated. Shoulders roll down and back. Arms can be wherever. And I'm going to very slowly bring both legs to tabletop and then do single leg bends and extends. Perfect. Extending one leg out and then the other. Now, if this is tricky for you, and say when you're doing your bend and extend, one knee comes in, I see it a lot, so don't worry. One of the ways you can stop that is put your hands right a bit against your hip bones, hands pointed up to the sky, And this way you kind of create like little bumpers. That way if that leg tries to sneak in, it's going to hit your bumper car and not go anywhere. And that kind of helps give you a tactile cue of what's going on. Perfect. Give me one more on either side, and then we can take a break. So if you need to, set those feet down, shake it out. All right. Now, again, one at a time, bring those legs back to tabletop. Try to create a gap between the legs as you extend both legs out and both legs in. If for any reason this is bothering your low back, go ahead and just go back to every other one. That's a-okay. So, and again, another thing that you can do is if this bothers your back, don't go out as far. So just make it a smaller range of motion. Then all the way out and all the way in. 3 more. All the way out, all the way in, all the way out, all the way in. Last one. All the way out, all the way in. Hug those knees to your chest. Oh, if you need to, rock side to side. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to extend my left leg all the way along, my right leg up. My hands are going to start behind my thigh. I'm going to chest lift up and then start to walk my hands up to my ankle and then walk down. So I'm just climbing the tree up and then down. And it's okay if that left leg comes up off the ground a little bit. So this is, I'm pulling this leg towards me while this leg is fighting to go straight up to get a lovely stretch as I come up and down. One more up, one more down, bend this knee, and swap legs. So now this leg's goal is to stay up, and my hands are trying really hard to pull that leg towards my chest as I climb up that tree. Pull, 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 and all the way back down. Perfect. And it's okay again if the right leg comes up off the ground a little bit. Up, and then down. And then up, 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 and down. One more, all the way up and down. Now I'm going to rotate just a little bit so I don't whack my reformer. It's a long metal. So now I'm going to hover both legs. Right leg comes up. And again, I'm going to pull this right leg to me as much as I can. Still in this kind of chest lift position. And then switch. So now I'm pulling and grabbing the left leg. Right leg's hovering. And switch. So this nice single leg stretch. And switch. Beautiful. And switch. Excellent. And switch. And switch. Beautiful. One more. Excellent. And then bend those knees in. Let your head hang heavy on the mat. And again, rock side to side. If you'd like, you're more than welcome to do a happy baby. Hands grab the feet. And again, you can stretch those legs long, leave them bent, rock side to side. Or some people like to have their feet together. There's about a bazillion different happy baby variations. So whatever feels good for you and your body. Just take this time to really stretch out yourself, whatever feels good. What might be calling to your body might be different than your neighbors, and that's okay. Very carefully, I'm going to come back up to seated. You're going to lie down for a minute. So when we return to standing, just be really careful. If you need to grab hold of something as you come up, that's fine. We're going to come back up to standing. I'm going to bring my arms up overhead. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, roll forward like I'm rolling over an imaginary beach ball. Try to touch my hands to the ground, or as far as they'll go. If you want, you can close your eyes and shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Shake the arms, shake the shoulders, shake the booty. I always kind of like to prance. That's just been my new thing lately when I do my own personal workouts. You don't have to. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, articulate up. One vertebrae at a time, back to standing. If you need to do any last minute stretches, feel free.